Hey there, it's Alicia Taverner, licensed marriage and family therapist. I'm the owner of Rancho Counseling, and today I just wanted to pop on here and talk to you guys about reducing your anxiety while dealing with all of the coronavirus stuff, because I know that it can be really, really triggering for those who already have an anxiety disorder or are struggling with OCD. However, even if you don't have any of those diagnoses, this is a really stressful time. So let's talk about ways that we can reduce some of the stress and things that you can focus on going forward. So right now we are being inundated with news. I think every other post on my social media feeds are about COVID-19, right? And when you go to the grocery store and you see people panic buying, I know that that can make you feel even more anxious. So the first thing that I recommend you do is that you limit your use of social media. Because even if you want to go on to check in with family, you're still going to be inundated with all of those anxiety provoking posts. And so my advice is to either there's ways that you can actually eradicate or block the news feed and still be in contact with family and friends. However, just limiting it to once or twice a day for a set period of time might be useful and help you to reduce your anxiety. In addition, you're going to want to check news sources that you know are reliable. If you are going online to see what type of information you can get, what updates there are, it's really, really important that you rely on those news sources that are going to be reporting the things that you really need to hear, right? So check the CDC website. You can check the state and local websites because they're going to be up to date on the most, the newest information and the things that you need to know, rather than seeing people panic buying or empty shelves at grocery stores, because that's only going to work to heighten your anxiety at this time. Next, it's important to focus on the things that you can control, right? There's a lot that's out of our control right now. I mean, as a mom and a business owner, I know that, my anxiety has heightened, and I'm looking for news sources and things to help me make the best decisions. However, it's easy to really get into that negative spiral of anxiety and letting your emotions take over. A lot of times anxiety is about control. And so when we're unable to control different situations, it makes us more anxious. And so focusing on the things that you can control is going to be a really, really helpful tool at this time. So what I mean by that is make a list and act accordingly. It does not mean that you go to the store and panic shop, right? Because that just makes things worse, not only for yourself and your anxiety, but for other people in the community who might need the items. But make a list of just grocery items, or do some meal planning. Plan out your meals for the next couple of weeks, as you know that you're going to be socially distancing yourself from others. And then make a grocery list and shop accordingly. Right? Those are the things that you can control. Making sure that you have enough prescription medications that you need for the next couple of weeks is helpful. Also making sure that you have enough household goods, like laundry detergent or soap and things like that to get you through the next couple of weeks. Make a list of those. Those are things that you definitely can control. Journaling about the way that you're feeling, listing your anxieties and your fears can also be helpful. I always recommend journaling to my clients, because when you have it just spinning around in your head, it can create this feeling of, I need to hold on to this thought, I need to hold on to this just piece of anxiety, but putting it on the paper allows you to let it go. And then you can also take a breath, take a moment, read back what you've written and determine like, okay, are these fears really rational, or is this just something that I'm kind of telling myself? It makes you feel more anxious, but also in line with making lists, start to make a gratitude list. List all of the things that you are grateful that are going on right now. This definitely helps. This practice can be done having that gratitude practice can be super helpful, and it's something that you can do daily or multiple times throughout the day. Also, in line with things that you can control, use this time to declutter. Go through your drawers, your closets. I mean, we're at home, right? And trying to do the best that we can. But these are things that you can control. Start a box of things that you can donate, or things that you just want to get rid of. You can control certain aspects of your environment. And so by doing that, you take back some of your control. So another thing to remember as we deal with this social distancing is that social distancing does not mean disconnection. Reach out to your family, reach out to your friends, use Skype, use FaceTime, laugh together, talk together. But there is a caveat to that, right? If you have family or friends who are like overly anxious and you feel that spreading onto you when you talk to them, it's okay to create a boundary. It's okay to speak with them less, or just talk to them about the way that you want to get through this. Let them know that you just want to keep the conversation light and move on, but still connect. I also recommend a couple different things to reduce anxiety, like meditation. You can use what I call the stop technique, take an online yoga class, or use EFT tapping to help you reduce your feelings of anxiety. So I'm going to explain what all of those things are. You can use meditation to help you reduce your anxiety. If you're unfamiliar with meditation, you can Google it, go on YouTube. There's plenty of guided meditations there. One of my favorite apps for meditation is called Headspace. So you can download that and just pop in your headphones, and it provides you with guided meditations. It tells you exactly what to do, how to breathe, what to focus on, and that can be really helpful to stopping that spiral of anxiety. One of the simplest techniques that I use with my clients when we're working on anxiety is the stop technique, and it sounds really simple. Sometimes it can be difficult to do, but notice what the anxiety feels like in your body, right? Like when you start to get tense, maybe in your shoulders or your stomach, or we all carry our anxiety in different places in our body. But when you start to notice that happening, or when you start to notice the thoughts creeping in and you kind of go to that anxiety spiral where one thing leads to another thought, picture a giant stop sign in your mind. And then you have to pivot, change your behavior, and do some of these techniques so that you don't go down that spiral that can be really damaging and a difficult place to get out of. So imagine that stop sign. Have these tools ready so that you can change the behavior. Another tool is called EFT, or the emotional freedom technique, or tapping. And it's a lot like acupuncture. And it uses the different meridian points in your body, and you can actually tap on them while saying different affirmations to help you reduce your anxiety. It's something that I've been doing a lot more in session with my clients, and they've really been giving me some positive feedback saying that it's really helpful. So you can just Google EFT, emotional freedom technique, or tapping, and there's a ton of YouTube videos and websites that might help you so that you can start to implement that as an anxiety busting technique. So I hope those tips have been helpful. I really want to just encourage you to use this time wisely. It's okay to take a nap. It's okay to embrace slowing down and being at home, spending time with your family, your kids who are also probably home. If we can be of support to you in any way, if you need help reducing your anxiety, don't hesitate to reach out. We are offering online appointments. We just moved all of our clients to working online, and I think that it's going to be really beneficial, right? Because we're stuck, we're trying to navigate this season and all of this uncertainty, but you can still make appointments with us and a therapist will work with you online. It's much like Skype or FaceTime, and people get the same benefit that they would as coming into the office. So don't hesitate to reach out. Take care of yourselves, take care of your family. I'm wishing you guys all the best.